Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys have all been doing well. As we can see, Ben is back here with us again today, and we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. So, as we all know, this is Heart to Heart, where we talk about all things health, healing, and well-being. And you guys know that our theme. If you've been watching from the start of the year, our theme this year is quality over quantity. And today's topic that we're going to be wanting to really explore and discuss is the topic of finances, money, our relationship with money, how we manage our money, all that kind of thing. And we just want to really discuss it and then give you guys some insights. Finances is such a big part of our lives. We all have to be able to kind of look after our money and deal with our finances well. So yeah, we thought we'd come on here, discuss it a little bit, see what insights we can get out of it. Yeah. So anything you want to say since you haven't been here for a bit?
Been away for a little bit, but I'm back. As I promised this year, I'm going to be here for a while, so continue to be here.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to start off with just questions. The Bible actually has a lot to say about money, and there's actually quite a lot of insights and stories and parables about how we're actually supposed to manage our money. I formulated the questions through different verses, and I thought it would be useful to actually try to gain some insights of how we're actually supposed to be kind of managing our money. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and just ask questions first, and then we'll just answer them. First question. First question is, what is your relationship with money? With me, when it comes to money, I think that at the start, when I first, started making money, especially in my teenage years, I remember just kind of being like, oh my goodness, like I'm making a certain amount of money now, even though it wasn't very much at the time. I would just be like, oh yes, like I can spend it anyhow, I can do whatever I want with it. I can literally just get whatever I want. Because I remember my mom used to be so strict with, the amount of money she gives us, because there's so many of us. And so it was always very restricted. But as soon as I started making my own money, I started being like, oh, yes, let me just spend it however I want. I can do whatever I want with my money. And I think that mentality kind of carried on until early adulthood years, where as you get older, you start getting better jobs, so you start making better money. So then you start thinking, okay, I can literally just buy whatever I want, I can spend it however I want. And so that mentality carried on literally until I think marriage, where I thought, okay, I'm here, I'm married, but now it's I have to think about how I spend my money. So it's not a matter of, oh, let me just do whatever I want to do with my money, but it's a matter of, okay, how are you actually going to spend your money wisely now? How are you going to think about the way you spend your money? Over the years, it's really been a case of, because obviously, we know when we're in Christ, our money is not our own. We are just stewards of our money. And so it's been a case of really thinking, okay, how can I use my money wisely now at this age? Now that I have all these bills, responsibilities to think about, how can I start to use my money wisely? And how do I divide my money instead of just spending it anyhow? And also, how do I give back to God? Because at the end of the day, we know as Christians, we're not supposed to just own our money. Our money is not really our own, but really God helped us get it in the first place. So how can we also use it to bless God and His kingdom? So at the moment, that's where I'm at now. But like I said, at the start, it was not like that. But yeah, how about you? What do you think your relationship is with money?
Um, Obviously, we all have this similar start where we didn't used to get, but we start getting. But all African families kind of similar where you don't, it's not freely given. Most of the money is like, oh, what do you need it for? And if it's given, it's like a little bit what you need, not what you want kind of thing. But yeah, at first for me, my big money I used to get was, I can say, from Centrelink. I started getting my Centrelink first, and that was like, wow. I had a lot of friends around me. They used to flex on me because some of them were a bit older, so they were working. They used to flex. But when I was getting that money, the flexing was different then. I used to basically go out, get what I want, and try to show off now. So as time went by, it kind of got to a level where now I kind of started to know the value of money.
Yeah.
In order for you to kind of get money, you have to work hard for it. I started becoming kind of like a man where now I have to work hard, and when I spend it, I'm like, oh, what the hell? All that money I made within 1 week is gone like that. So then I started knowing like, okay, I have to save. And I started saving. Where when I got a bit older, that saving mentality became a bit too much, where I kind of oversave. No, it's not a bad thing, but like it was like, oh, I only buy myself this or that once in a while. I won't really treat myself. But like I brought that into the marriage, where like my wife said, she was the other side where I was on the saving side, but it kind of complement each other because she taught me like you have to look after yourself in this area, and I taught her in a way of you have to save in this area. So money was, I can say my relationship wasn't bad, but it wasn't, can say it was all saving. So I was like, oh, I work hard, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. So it didn't really impact my life that badly. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then next question. So would you rather be rich in love and poor, or rich with money, poor in love?
To be honest, both of them will be good, but I will probably go the other way, because when you're rich, having richness, having money in there, it doesn't really, I can say you can have all the money, but it doesn't, if you're not happy, if you're not loved or anything, it doesn't bring happiness. You know you're rich, you know you can get whatever you want, but it doesn't bring that happiness that you want. It doesn't bring love. So what's the point of that money in the first place? So being broke and being happy, it doesn't really matter, because if you're happy and you're loved and all of that, having money makes no difference.
Yeah.
If you have it, you don't have it, it doesn't make any difference, because you're loved and you know you're happy on the inside. So I'll rather be broke and loved than being rich and not loved.
Yeah. I think it's like, it's always the answer that you think, oh yeah, I'd rather answer that. Really and truly, love matters more than money. I know, like, obviously in our world, like, money is such a big deal. Money can buy superficial happiness, as in like, yeah, you get all the physical things that you want, but really, like, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, like, are you getting all of that? Okay, yeah, people might say, well, I can go pay for a psychologist, or I can go pay for this and that. Yes, money can do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, like, love matters more than anything else, One thing I can say is, like, when it comes to this phrase, I know it's always like choose one extreme, but I don't think it's a bad thing to have money, but it's just how, like, you use your money and what you do with your money that matters the most.
It depends. It's like if you have money, but you feel like that money is what makes you happy, then that's the bad thing.
Yeah.
But if your happiness comes from somewhere else, and you have money there, it doesn't, in your heart, it will be like, it doesn't matter if I have it or I don't have it. So yeah.
So that leads me actually to the next question. So would you say money masters you, or do you master money? Like, if you think about it.
To be honest, I'll say I'll probably say I master money, because I'll give this scenario. Like, it was a while ago. I was working my job that I'm doing right now. I had a Sunday. They used to give me a Sunday shift where I get paid a lot more on Sunday. And then I'm like, oh, it came a time that God was speaking to me, like, oh, you need to give this up. Which one's more important to you, money or me, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it got to a stage, I'm like, oh, but I get paid more and this and that. It was a fight in between. But for me to choose God, it was like, I know money is there. I know I can get a lot more. And there's a lot of other scenarios that have come in my life that it was either money or choose this. And it got to an area I'm like, I can make that money later on. It's not a big issue. So I chose the other side. So I think I'm the master over money, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit hard when those decisions do come. But you just have to be strong in those times. So yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes we like to think that like, we master our money, but it's always like a test every single time, where, like, okay, the money has come. Like, let's say, for example, you got paid, okay, what are you going to do with that money, and how are you going to divide that money, kind of thing. I think that I have to learn from, like, very, very, when I started like, working in like a better job where I was getting paid pretty good, I had to learn straight away, like, remember who your master is, because money can become a master. Money can become like it controls you, and you do anything to make sure you have money, to make sure you secure the bag, right? You make sure, like, for example, if it means, like you said before, working on a Sunday, even though like for you as a Christian, you shouldn't really be working on Sundays, because you're supposed to keep that day sacred. If it means like sacrificing heaps and heaps of time away from your family because you want to work, because you want to make money, because you want to, like, sort out all your bills or whatever. Or if it means, when it comes to like giving, it's very difficult to give because I want to keep my money, I don't want to give it away, kind of thing. Like, it in different ways, it can really become like a master over us. And the Bible says, I think, let me find that verse. It says, no one can serve two masters. Either you hate one or love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. And that's in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. So it's literally always like, which one are you serving? Which one are you serving? And I feel like I have to always reevaluate my actions and my intentions. Like when I decide, for example, I need to go make money. Okay, like, have you consulted like God about it? Is it all right for you to be like spending this kind of time there, or really like not devoting your time for God when it's necessary, kind of thing? So really always weighing up like, what is mastering me right now? That's something that I really had to think about from the start, and then now I try my best to really be like, okay, yeah, money is not my master, God is my master, and I have to follow wherever the Holy Spirit leads me, so that I don't get too concerned and obsessed or like too devoted to the things that aren't of God, kind of thing.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
There's this guy that I know that basically it's an older guy, and his whole life he used to work here. He's like, what he regret is basically taking money to be his master, and the story is basically he used to work here earning like $60,000-$70,000 a year, which was taking care of his family. Everything was going fine, but then he got a job on the mines where he has to go for like a month, and then he'll come back for like 4 days, and then he has to fly back there for another month. So he didn't even have a relationship with his kids. He missed his kids' graduation. He missed even wedding and birth and all of this stuff because he was chasing that money. He could have chosen to be like, oh, nah, I've had enough. I'm going to come and build my family up. But he didn't. His kids grew up without him and all of that. And he worked there for over 20-30 years. And now he has nothing to show for it. Even like bringing that money and wanting to do things for his kids, they don't even want to be around him. It's so sad to the fact that sometimes they will come and drop the grandkids off when he has left to go to work, just so they don't have interaction with him, because he chose money over them. So it gets to an area where you have an option, you have enough, you're to an area where your life is fine, but now you even want more. So you kind of push away from God, you push away from family just to go get more money. So
you really have to sometimes evaluate, like, what is my master? What is my master? Or who is my master? So next question. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 21, it says that for where your treasure is, there your heart also will be. So this question is, do you treasure your money or do you give it away?
I'll say I do both. I'm in an area where if I'm led by God to give, I am going to give. If it's to an area where I see someone is in need, I always get the voice on the inside. So I do give. But also, if it's not time to give, I still also try to save up and build up my life as well, because that's what I'm working for. So I kind of do both.
So I think in the context of this verse, it's really like, I guess really like when you have, let's say, when you have a treasure, when you have something that's really important to you, for where your treasure is, there your heart also will be. So if it's really important to you, that it means everything to you, your heart is so set on it that, for example, I know individuals who are like very, very like, no, I I don't have any money, I can't give it away, I can't do anything, because it's like the heart is there that like when it comes time to like give, it's very difficult to give because you're thinking, no, well, I'm going to have nothing than if I give. But really, the Bible says, it is more blessed to give than to receive. In saying that, like you said, obviously there's different extremes where if you're just giving all the time and like you're getting absolutely nothing back, but also like sometimes, like I said, people like trick you or they try to just ask you for money, they don't even care about giving it back. That's like a different story. But I'm talking about like where we know we have the money, but yet still we like, nah, I don't want to give. Just want to hold on to it. It kind of becomes like a god and an idol for us, where we think, nah, like I can't give it. I don't have any money to give. When it's like, actually no, but you actually do have money, So really, like for me, thinking about, okay, when are the times when I feel like I'm treasuring it too much? Like there are times when you think, oh, I just got paid. I'm trying to save my money. I want to save. So I don't want to give it away. But then what if God says, no, actually, can you give this amount of money or something? And then does that become your treasure where you're like, no, but God, I'm trying to save it. Like that's the whole point, is for saving, right? And then but God's like, no, I need you to give that away. So it's like, would that now become like a treasure to you?
Yeah.
And whereby you can't release it, you can't allow it to go, or will it become like, no, God, all my money is your money. So if you're leading me to do it, I'm going to do it, because I know later on it might even be a blessing for me.
Yeah.
So I think I just recently been through like a situation like that. That's why I'm like, okay, yeah, God, let me not hold on to my stuff so much, even though I'm thinking, yeah, I want to save, but let me not hold on to my stuff so much that I don't allow you to lead and guide how I should also use my money. So
There's obviously, definitely, when it comes to that area, that's why I say if you're led by God to give, it's definitely hard sometimes.
Yeah.
But you should give, because the way that I've understood that area is like, when God asks you to give, it's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
So that seed that you're planting, it might be hard in the moment. It might be like that lady that only had a little bit of flour and oil left for her and her son.
Yeah.
And then the apostle came and said, can you sow this? I need to eat and stuff like that. And she's like, this is the only food.
Yeah.
But then once she sowed that seed and she made it and they ate, God multiplied that. But it's testing you at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you actually listen to him and do it, he does multiply it. But if you don't, it doesn't mean he's going to knock you down, but you'll stay to where you are. For you to elevate in order, God always tests you in that area. And then when he does it, you elevate. But then later on, when he tests you in that area again, you won't fail. You'll be like, yep, that's easy. But the first few times, sometimes it might even be a big amount of money. He might test you with $20, $30 today, but then tomorrow he tests you with $200, and then the next day he tests you with $5,000.
Yeah.
Are you going to be willing to give that when you're to an area like you said, money is not the master over you? You know, it's all for God.
Yeah.
This one might be hard, but what if one day God comes and he's like, I want you to sow everything in your account to a church?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
That's the thing.
I'm not going to lie. It's going to be very hard. I'll say, get thee behind me, Satan. But it's to an area where when you get to a level that you understand God in that area, you'll be willing to give. Because there's, like Pastor Ray preached a few weeks ago, there's a church that was saving up for a building. And the building was $10 million or something. Yeah. And they had about $9 million in there. And God told them to sow it into a ministry. And the pastor didn't understand, but everyone followed the pastor and be like, if God is saying it, then do it. And they did it. And the very next service, someone came and wrote a check of $10 million, exactly what they needed. So sometimes it's just hearing the voice of God and actually following it. And he will, Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Okay. And then, so how would you say that you manage your money?
How would I say I manage my money?
Yeah.
I kind of went through it before. Like, I'm a saver.
Yeah.
I do save a lot, but that's basically.
That's what you do. You just save your money. That's it.
I'm a saver. Like now I got to a level where you got me spending here sometimes looking after myself. But I'll say for the past few years, it got to a level where I got in contact with some friends that taught me about investing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not only putting money away now.
Yeah.
Now I'm to an area where I know a little bit about investing and what to invest in and stuff like that. So I did start to invest. So managing my money is not only money coming in and sitting there, but also putting it somewhere that it can multiply itself as well.
Exactly.
So
I think like you said, so I think we've like you said, we've taught each other different things. So I've learned like how to save from you now, like making sure that obviously like having different accounts whereby you're not just using up all your money, but having savings. I know we probably all know this. I'm sure we all have different ways of how we save our money, use our money, all of that. But really understanding and learning the importance of like having that money aside, having certain accounts to make sure that you're not just using your money anyhow, but you have purposes for your money. Like you have like, assignments for your money. I think that mentality shifted my thinking, because before it used to just be like, oh yeah, I have money in the account, I'm not going to use it however. But when, for example, when we were saving up for our house, we had a vision. We had, okay, we have to save up this amount of money because we need to pay for this and this and this. When you have a vision for your money, you have a purpose for your money. You know why you're saving up what you're saving up. And I think that was like a big change in mindset for me, where I thought, okay, because I have a vision, I'm saving for it and I have to save it. I can't use it anyhow. I have to make sure I save it up. So that's when I decided, yep, I'm going to make sure that from now on, all the money that I'm saving up or using in whichever ways, I have reasons for it. And then because I have a vision for it, I'm going to be more likely to be like, no, that money is being used for this and this and this. So I'm not just going to use it anyhow. One person told me one time that they have like an account separate for like gifts and an account for this. And I'm like, that's a lot of different accounts and that's doing the most at this point. But I think it's important to have a vision for your money. So that's one thing that helps me manage my money.
I think it might be a man mentality where I'm like, okay, at 25, I want to get married. I want to move into my house. I want my son to have this. I want my wife to have this. I want us to be to this level at this age. So all of that is on my mind. So I'm like, every money I get, it needs to go away. But at the same time, I put myself out of the picture. But then when we met, like we complement each other. But you did used to say, but it's just for one thing at a time.
That's why I said like, I had to have like a vision and a reason. Otherwise, I just would like, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So where there's no vision, the people perish, right? So
the money perish.
Anyways, the money will perish if there's no vision. So there needs to be a vision. Anyway, so something you said before about like investing as well, because we obviously started thinking about that and looking into that as well. There's actually a parable in the Bible that talks about the bags of gold. So a master gave some of his servants bags of gold, and then he said, okay, I'll give you guys these bags of gold, go with it and then see what you want to do with it. When he came back and he asked, okay, what did you do with the bags of gold? And then one of them came and said, you gave me 5 bags of gold and I went and used them and I made another 5 bags of gold. And then the other one came and then the second one was like, okay, what did you do with yours? Okay, you gave me 2 bags. And then I went and, used it and tried to make more out of it. And I made another 2 bags. And the master was very proud of them. It's like, good job. Like you guys actually went and did something with your bags of gold that I gave you, And the third one came and said, well, you only gave me 1 bag. And I know that like you something about you're a hard man or something. So I didn't want to use it. So I went and stored it. And then the master was upset. The master was like, why did you go and store it? Like, if anything, I could have put it away in the bank. I could have deposited it and then made some interest from it or something like that. So then that really, it taught me the importance of actually investing. Because I think one thing about us is when we get our money, we just want to save it. But one thing I'm learning, like as of late, is that we actually have to try our best to invest it. Because like those 2 other servants, the smart ones, when they went and did something, used their money for something, they made more out of it. So it makes me question like, okay, the money that I have, how can I now actually use it to also make something with it instead of just storing it like that other servant that stored it and decided not to do anything with it, and then the master was like, no, like go and do something with it. Even if you just keep it in the bank, for example, something that I just learned not long ago as well, even just keeping it in the bank, like he made interest from doing that, but he went and put it somewhere or something like that. So really like, I think that has taught me the importance of like investing and using your money and doing something with your money instead of just letting it sit there. Like, I can't lie, I don't know that much about investing, but that's something that I've recently like now have a desire to actually learn and go read about and go and understand, because there's obviously something there that's important about being able to do that, you know. Yeah, so yeah.
Definitely. There's with that parable, like if you read the full verse, to be honest, for me, I might understand it a little bit different. Because when it talks about the king, it says he's a cruel man and he's this and that. And he gave you a pot of gold to hold on to for him. He didn't say do anything with it, he just said hold on to it. And then like I don't feel like the last person did anything wrong because it didn't show in an area that someone lost. Because if you go to invest and you lose, what if you come back with no gold? What will he do to you? So it didn't show that area. So for me, if it's for someone else, definitely what you give me, I'm going to hold on to it just so I don't lose it. Because I don't know the risk of what's going to happen with the money. And if I know you're a cruel person and you're this and that, I don't want to lose your money. But those other ones, obviously they knew the risks that they were taking and all of that. But yes, definitely with that scenario, if it's your money now and you're just holding on to it, the one thing I learned before I started investing is you have to use money in order to make money. So money makes money. So if you're not willing to use your money, you're not going to be able to. You're just going to worry about the 9 to 5. And that will just sustain you. But if you want to get to the next level, you want to make things a bit easier for yourself. You have to have different streams of income.
But that's the thing. So, I think that's actually the whole aim of the actual story. I know sometimes it seems like, well, he never told us we could use it. But I guess like maybe certain parts of that story were not really like clearly put out, because I feel like why was he now happy with the ones that actually use their money? Because that means that maybe he wanted us to do something with it in the first place. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is, like, if he would have told them, like, oh, I want you to do this, it would have. But if a mean king that's known for killing people and this and that comes and give you money and say, hold on to it for me, you got the choice to make those decisions. But then at the end, if they show a picture of someone that went, he's like, oh, king, I went and invested your money. I tried to make money, but I lost it. And then he's like, okay, it's all right. You tried and you lost, but it's okay. I can see you try to do something for me. But this one here, I gave it to all of you. You tried something, and this one didn't do anything. But it'll be all right. But the other two that went, they won and doubled their money. But him, he just hold on.
But I'm sure that he would have been like, okay, yeah, you've lost. I don't know if there's two different parts of stories. There's two different like stories, but I don't know if one of the other ones. But it's like kind of, okay, yeah, you've lost, but at the end of the day, at least like you did something with it. I think this like really the aim of this story is really to really put out the fact that like invest your money, do something with your money, because it's like sometimes we think when we can have this mentality of, oh, we have our money, we don't want to use it because we're going to lose it. You have that mentality. And then there's actually, I think it was somewhere else, there's another section, there's a different parable that talks about how if you're faithful with the little, you'll be faithful with much. Even though you have little bit, but you do something with the little that you have, you will get something, even though you might not get something straight away, but later on you might get something. It's a different, I don't know if it's a different parable, anyways, but the point is really like, doing something with what you have. Sometimes we think we don't have enough, we don't have anything, so we don't want to do anything with it. And then our money just sits there, making absolutely nothing for us. And this is why we sometimes don't progress, because we don't want to understand how it actually works. You know, how does it work to really use our money and make more money out of it? And you can see like if you hear a lot of these podcasts, there are a lot of people who are wealthy and have, made millions and millions. They're really preaching that principle of like, don't let your money just sit there. Use your money to make money, kind of thing.
Because the thing is, at the end of the day, what people don't understand is your money that you're allowing to sit in the bank is using it to invest. So they're making money out of your money, either if you do or not. The only thing there is not just to take your money out and go invest, but learn what you're investing in and make sure you understand it, or else you're going to go there and lose your money. Losing it is worse than letting it sit there, but just letting it sit there is still not that great either. You'll have the same amount, but it's up to you at the end of the day.
Definitely. But yeah, so that's pretty much the last question. Thank you guys all so much for sitting through if you watched the whole thing. Sometimes finances and really how we manage our money is a big part of our life, and I think it would be actually good for us to probably do like another one in more detail. For example, if you guys are interested, let us know of maybe how we saved up for like our house, how we saved up for our car, and like stuff like that. If you guys are interested in anything like that, let us know so we can also like put some info together and give you guys some insights, because we want to really bring out content that will be useful for you guys, that you guys can actually use in your lives. So yeah, but yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you guys think, and yeah, that's it. See you guys.